And hello, everybody. Welcome back to RFC News. It is now the international break. We've got a couple of weeks until Rangers return for a very, very important stretch of games. I keep describing it as 7 cup finals. That's exactly what it is. And we're probably going to be seeing one of the greatest finales in Scottish football history because it's a battle between 3 teams. 3 teams can win it. All 3 teams, if they win their 7 games, they can be crowned champions of Scotland. Now, whilst all our attention should be on that, we know as a football club and other football clubs are already preparing for the summer. We heard Andrew Kavanagh come out yesterday and expected to back Danny Rule, which is great. And we do need a lot more incomings this summer for sure. And yes, I really do have faith in these owners. I feel like they're going to throw money at it and run us like a proper football club until we start to be the dominant force in Scottish football once again. Now, whilst a lot of our focus as fans will be towards sort of incomings, that's what gets us excited. There is a lot of attraction currently in some of our other players, and one particular player that was a huge success from the summer transfer window, that being Fernandes. Let's go through this news, guys, but first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more. So, guys, as we're seeing here, ladies and gentlemen, Fernandes, we're hearing news from multiple different sources, and we'll get to one of the journalists in a moment. But what we're seeing is Rangers demand a record fee for Emmanuel Fernandes as Arsenal join the race for his signature. Arsenal would need to break the bank to land Rangers' standout star. Rangers could rake in around 35 million quid from the sale of the highly rated centre-back Emmanuel Fernandes, with interest from several top European clubs, including Arsenal, continuing to grow ahead of the summer transfer window. The 24-year-old defender, who joined Rangers from Peterborough United for around £3.5 million last summer, is enjoying an excellent campaign at Ibrox. Premier League side Arsenal and Chelsea were among the first to register serious interest earlier in the season, with sources suggesting that both London clubs dispatched observers to monitor Fernandes. Bayern Munich have been made aware of the player's situation, while Belgian outfit Club Bruges are the latest name linked. That one comes from Team Talk. And we've also got something from another journalist here stating that Everton are monitoring Emmanuel Fernandes, with Rangers demanding 40 million euros. Borussia Dortmund and Bayer Leverkusen monitoring from Germany. Arsenal, West Ham showing Premier League interest. So we're seeing loads of different sources here come out and say and speak about Emmanuel Fernandes. Now, what I'm seeing sort of correlate is that there's a host of different clubs that are interested in his services, and this started in January. And you can see why. Young, centre-back, and of course, we've got a high ceiling, but also performing very, very well. But what we're seeing consistent here is that the price being deemed is around 35 million quid. And a lot of us Rangers fans, when we look at that, we go, no, F off for that crap. We're obviously not going to be getting that much money for the player. However, under the old regime, we were a bit like that. We would just sell. If we got a good offer, we would sell. But we've got football people now operating the club, and they're looking to try and set a precedent. They're looking to try and bring the floor value up on our players. We've seen it happen in Belgium. We've seen it happen in other sort of lower leagues, Austria, Netherlands, Portugal, where they, some of them get hundreds of millions of pounds for their players. For Scotland, we've been stuck, quite in the past where we can't really break that 25, million pounds. So under these new owners, under these sort of football operators, they're going to look to try and raise the floor price. And if you don't believe me, look at the bids they rejected back in January. We had eye-watering amounts for players that were kind of bang average, really, in January. And the 49ers decided that they wanted to reject it. Now, you don't necessarily have to look at this. Again, you might disagree with the sources. Obviously, Scottish media. Enkram Corner, he's got like 300,000 followers on Twitter, and he can be a bit hit and miss. But Team Talk and all these other little sources here. But one thing that remains apparent here is that there is a lot of interest in the player. So there is obviously interest in Emmanuel Fernandes, and it'll be interesting to see what happens come the summer. Quite a lot of clubs have registered interest in the player. Some of them have been watching the player. And whilst we might not get that £35 million, it could be a record-breaking figure for Rangers going into the summer transfer window. So yes, just to alert you that Emmanuel Fernandes is that of a lot of interest from a lot of top European clubs, some including Premier League, Germany, whatever. And it does seemingly look correlated that we are expecting £35 million for his signature. And again, you may go, why? Well, why? We were not going to get that. Under the old regime, yes, we wouldn't get that. But under the new regime, it's about operating differently. And if we're looking at the leagues around us, it's time to bring the floor price up. Transfer fees are inflating, and we're not really raising our prices. We raise the prices along with everybody else. So I think we should be demanding such fees for our best players. But do let me know your thoughts on Emi Fernandez. Do you think he will go in the summer? And if so, what is an actual amount that you would say, yes, we're going to accept that? Let me know in the comment section.
In other news, Rangers are quietly mapping out their attacking future, and within those plans, Finlay Curtis is emerging as a name of real significance. While uncertainty clouds several forward positions heading into next season, the Ibrox hierarchy believe the teenage prospect could become a key piece in reshaping their front line. Curtis's journey over the past year has been one of steady progression. He made his senior debut at just 18 during a Scottish Cup tie in January 2025, before gaining further exposure in both the Scottish Premiership and European competition. Opportunities at Rangers were limited, however, with just a single league start to his name this season. That ultimately led to a January loan move to Kilmarnock, a decision that is already beginning to pay dividends. Now 19, Curtis is starting to showcase his potential with consistent minutes, and Rangers are watching closely. The club deliberately opted to keep him in the Premiership environment, believing it would provide the most accurate test of his readiness for first-team football at Ibrox. Early signs suggest that faith is being rewarded. What makes Curtis particularly appealing is his versatility. Still in the early stages of his career, he has already been deployed across multiple roles, on both flanks, further forward, and even at right back. Despite this adaptability, Rangers reportedly see his long-term future on the left wing, where they believe he can develop into a reliable and dynamic attacking outlet. That belief is being reinforced by the uncertainty surrounding other wide options. The futures of Mikey Moore and Andreas Skov Olsen remain unclear, while summer signing JD Gassama has yet to fully cement his place. Against that backdrop, the pathway for Curtis is beginning to open up in a meaningful way. His loan move itself also reflected careful planning. Despite attracting interest from clubs in England's League One, the Scottish Championship, and Premiership sides Dundee and Livingston, Curtis chose Kilmarnock as his preferred destination. But that is all for today's video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. We post all the latest Rangers news every single day, so join our fast-growing community so you never miss out. Thank you. I'll see you in the next video.